Another Monday, another fun day. Happy, happy Monday, everybody. And it's us, me, Irina, and Dina are coming live for this beautiful podcast, Passion Unscripted, as we are always delivering these amazing topics to you. And today we are diving in, continue talking about how do we understand ourselves better, and by understanding ourselves better we can also understand everybody around. And if this is the first time you're tuning in, welcome to our world. My name is Irina Portnova, and I'm a manifestation star. I manifested great things in my life, and I teach everybody how to do it consciously because we all can do it. And I'm here with my amazing co-host. Oh my God, Dina, introduce yourself because I have to stop and say it's our 100th episode today.
Yes, it is our 100th episode, and it's Monday Fun Day, just as you said. I love the Mondays, and it's the 100th time that we did it. Okay, I'm so grateful and I'm so happy. So I should have a glass of wine. Yeah, next time. So my name is Dina Alexander, and I am a personal coach, a relationship coach, and a sex coach. I do believe marrying sex and spirituality is the foundation for almost everything. So that's what I teach.
Beautiful. And today's topic is lead the relationship without raising the voice. And I just love that title because a lot of times we want to show that we are in charge through argument, through raising the voice. And I do not know about you, Dina, but I feel you're a little bit like me or a lot like me, because for me I cannot stand when somebody is raising the voice. And my son is the same way, because I feel that we can deliver the same information with a very quiet voice. And like before we were jumping on the episode, I was laughing to myself because like sometimes they want people to pay attention. They start whispering. So the person is like really paying attention, right? Because a lot of times what happens in the arguments, right? When people are not like listening, they're just like wanted to deliver their truth, and that's where the most fights happen. And hello, Al. Howdy, it's great to have you in the house. All right, Dina.
Yes, I
So
am
what's
L,
what's your take on that?
and
Mm-hmm.
I love the topic because in a house, in a home, that
Mm-hmm.
everybody was so loud. So when as soon as I had my own home, that was my prerogative.
Mm-hmm.
No loud voices. Everything should be said calmly. Count till 10. Take 10 breaths
Mm-hmm.
before speaking. uh, Speak out of love. So today I love it. I love it. It's a power, it is a
Mm-hmm.
quiet power. Okay, and people underestimate it. And but everybody feels it when it enters the room. you know I've been raised in that kind of environment that argue louder. The louder you are, the powerful you are. But we are talking about now about the kind that doesn't argue loud, doesn't push harder, doesn't try to
Mm-hmm.
win the moment. It simply holds space. And here's the truth: the intimate relationship, the most magnetic person is rarely the one with the best argument. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
It is the one who can stay centered when emotions rises. It is the one who doesn't escalate the tension, but soften it. The one whose presence brings the relationship back in connection and conflict. That kind of energy, okay, we're talking about. Irresistible. So today we are diving into the seductive strength of emotional steadiness. emotional steadiness in love and intimacy. Because deep connection isn't built through control or intensity, it is built through presence. Okay? So, you want me to continue or you want to say something?
Yeah.
Tell me.
Yeah. I just wanted to quickly add that, there are a lot of arguments in the relationship where they are not about actually the topic discussed, but more about, like, I want to feel heard, I want to be respected, and I want to be valued, right? So when somebody starts to focus on proving that they are right, the other person often feels defeated or dismissed. And that's exactly how all these tension created. So when we are talking about emotional steadiness, that's exactly what shifts that focus from winning the argument to protecting the relationship. And I think this is so much more, valuable.
Yes, yes. And most couples think conflict is the problem, but conflict is not the issue. The issue is how we meet conflict. Many people were raised in environments where emotional intensity meant yelling, and I am
Mhm.
one of those people. Withdrawing? No, they weren't withdrawing. They were yelling. Defending? They
Mhm.
were defending themselves. Blaming? Yes, also, and shutting down. So when tension appears in a relationship, the nervous system reacts automatically. Fight, flight, freeze. Those are the actions that you can expect. But
Mhm.
when one partner stays anchored, something powerful happens. The emotional storm suddenly has less fuel. Calmness regulates, steadiness stabilizes, and the relationship begins to breathe again. That's the power of presence. But you need to be anchored, you need to be centered, you need to know who you are, you need to be connected. So, tell
Mhm.
me.
Yeah, because what comes to me, like I said, I know that my winning strategy is to be quiet and just, like express myself. But I'm also learning. I can't say that I'm perfect at that. I'm also learning because my character, I do not love to fight. But if the person is going to be, like attacking me, trust me, I am going to be also experiencing that attack on that person. And what's important it is in that moment not to lose the relationship and understand to be right is not as important as how to keep that relationship, right? And again, I'm also
Amen.
learning how to, because I'm very direct person. I'm super direct. And like a lot of men say it's easy to deal with me in one sense because like I express myself to the fullest. I'm not keeping it a secret. This is how I would love to be treated. This is what like hurts me. This is what I love, right? So I'm actually expressive to the fullest, but now I'm learning how to express it without hurting the other party because apparently I could be too direct. So I just wanted to say that we want to have that difference between reacting in the heat of the moment and guiding the connection back to closeness, right? Because remember, we are all on the autopilot. A lot of times our nervous system triggers and it reacts. And a lot of time we are reacting rather than responding to the moment.
Yes, 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 yes. You shared a little bit about your way of response. I'm going to share mine. Um, at this day and age that I'm in right now at this moment, the majority of the time I am the coach, and I have that cap on. So as a coach, I will not be power struggling with you. I will not tell you what to do, but I will be asking a lot. And
Mhm.
you will be responding it all by yourself. But with a partner, it's difficult because I want to put the cap down. Sometimes I can, and sometimes I can't. It's because
Mm-hmm.
we are human beings, but that cap is always on because it's engraved in me. And there
Right.
is, Irina, there is a big difference between reacting to a moment and shaping the energy of it. Reaction is
Mm-hmm.
automatic, response is intentional. Reaction says, for example, I must defend myself right now. Okay? Response says, I'm going to understand what's happening before I respond. Okay? The majority of the time, I'm like that with that cap on. Reaction escalates tension. Response transform it. And here's where it gets interesting. The person who can respond instead of react becomes incredible attractive. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Because emotional steadiness signals safety. And safety is one of the most powerful foundation of attraction. And that's the reason why sometimes people come to me and they open up because they
Mm-hmm.
trust, they feel
Yep.
safe. Okay? So tell me what comes up in you.
No, I totally resonate with you, right? And again, for some people who are more reactive, there is always the way to become more aware and to have the tools in your toolbox in order to self-regulate yourself, because there is a difference when somebody is reactive and they do not want to do anything about it because they expect
Yes,
everybody around to accept them the way it is. For me, it's like a red
yes,
flag.
true.
And there is
Yes,
always that person who is curious to improve themselves, because again, we are here to evolve. So we are not here just saying, like, take me as I am, right? We are here to see, okay, even not taking somebody else's word for it, but ourselves become more, objective at looking at ourselves, understanding what are the things about myself that I feel I want to improve, right? Even though, like, I love to say
yes.
I'm flawless, I'm flawsome, I'm awesome with all my flaws, right? But still, I keep working. I am not ignoring things, right? I'm just
Yes.
willing to do the work. And first, it's awareness and willingness. That's exactly what can change the entire thing when people are arguing.
I love it. I love it how you said it. It's perfect. Look, Al said something. The issue is the response raising the voice first until we can't withstand it. And we need to react back. Your thoughts. Okay, I'm going to share mine. And if you want to share yours, Irina, perfect. So, Al, you are going to forgive me. You need to forgive me when I say this. When someone raises voices, it's not recommendable to raise yours also. The only recommendation that I can give you is say to that person, let's.
Oh, okay. I think Dina's connection is very bad. Okay, let me read what Elle says. The issue is the spouse raising the voice first until we can't withstand it, and we need to react back. Your thoughts? Oh, yeah. This is a great question because, Al, actually, we are learning, right? Even though I understand how you can feel at that moment, because I've been through these examples myself. But we know when two people are arguing, it's not gonna solve the issue, right? Somebody has to be wiser. I always say it's not the weakness, it's actually the wisdom. When we can just, like, stay in our power, because that's exactly what it is, because another person does not know how to do it. They are still learning, they are still awkward at that. And if one partner is more evolved, this is their job, just to hold that presence, right? To hold that power, knowing that okay, it's always going to turn around some way. And obviously when people are more quiet, when the argument already goes away, then it's a great way to bring it to the table and just say, hey, there is something I really wanted to share with you, what's important for me. Dina, how is your
True.
connection? Is it better?
Sorry, I lost.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. You can hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know what Al heard, but I do recommend take a break. Take a break, a
Mm-hmm.
10-minute break, a half an hour break before continue talking on the topic that escalated the environment, the energy. So
Mm-hmm.
take time to compose. Every partner should compose themselves to come back and talk about the issue. Okay, so I like you touched a little bit on the part that I'm going to talk about now. It's about
Mm-hmm.
maturity. It's
Mm-hmm.
being mature is seductive. Okay, we often talk about attraction in terms of looks, chemistry, or charisma, but emotional maturity, that is deeply seduction. Think about the kind of partner who listens without interrupting, stays
Oh, we
present
lost
during.
you.
You lost me again. The internet today is chaotic. You can hear me? Hello.
Okay, now let's try now. So you talk about maturity because I feel it was a bad connection. Can you hear me? Oh,
Today
you're
is
frozen. Yeah, so let's just rewind. The maturity you said is very seductive and very attractive.
yes. Can you imagine? Think about a partner who listens without interruption, stays present during uncomfortable conversation, and doesn't walk out, doesn't collapse into defensiveness,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't punish you with silence, because this happens a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and doesn't turn disagreements into battles. Okay, that is a beautiful, beautiful relationship. Yes, L. Emotional maturity is seductive. That's what he said.
Mm-hmm.
That person who gives you that space, that feels safe to love, their
Mm-hmm.
presence communicates. I'm not here to dominate the moment, I'm here to hold the relationship. And
Mm-hmm.
out of that perspective, you should work on a daily basis. I'm here to hold my relationship, our relationship. And that kind of grounded confidence is magnetic because it allows intimacy to deepen instead of fracture. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I, I'm still with the internet. Oh, it behaved.
We can hear you.
Okay. Um, so there is something incredible, attractive about someone who can remain anchored when the relationship is being tested. Hey, though they don't escalate the moment. They steady it. They don't rush to prove themselves right. They prioritize the connection. And that is what the topic today. You should um, keep yourself out, your ego out of the relationship. Okay? And
Mm-hmm.
when you do that, you care about this relationship more than I care about winning, or I care about me. And it's all about me, me, me. I want to win. And that you need to put aside. Are you still there?
Yes, I'm
Okay,
here.
good.
Yep.
The
Mm-hmm.
internet wants to cut us, but it won't. What comes up in you?
Nothing. I totally agree with you. Again, this is all the practice. This is all, like about being mature. And again, sometimes in the heat of the moment, we can actually have the agreement with our partner to say, okay, if I feel like I'm just going to explode, I'm just gonna exit out, excuse myself for a couple of minutes so I can recalibrate and come back to the conversation, right?
Yes.
But again, it takes the conscious action to start seeing the results, right? If the person says, like, I'm not gonna do it, just take me as I am, it's not gonna work. Because again, it just shows the immaturity of the other person, right?
Yes. Yes.
Again, when we are talking about partnership, two people are constantly working on the relationship. It takes two to tango.
Yes.
Yeah, yes, that's exactly it. I'll take a pause, right? So
Yes.
let's just wrap up. Do we have any tools,
Yes.
Dina, that we can share? Mm-hmm.
Yes. I'm going to share the tools. Some practical tools. Emotional steadiness is not personality; it is a skill. Okay, we all need to know that. Here are a few ways to develop that skill. As we said, first, pause before acting.
Mm-hmm.
Even a few seconds can interrupt an emotional escalation. Second, regulate your breathing. Slow breathing tells your nervous system this moment is safe. So you
Mm-hmm.
need to be connected to you. Third, listen to understand, not to respond. Many conflicts dissolve simply because someone feels hurt. And fourth, separate the moment from the relationship. One difficult conversation does not define the entire connection. And
Mm-hmm.
finally, remember that intimacy grows when two people feel respected, even during disagreement. These are the tools that I can provide in a short notice like this. But if you want to
Yes,
know
I
more,
love that. No, these are great. Like if somebody can use at least one of them just to start practicing, right? Again, we do not have to practice everything, but even just pick something, one thing that really resonates with you, and start practicing and see how it's going to shift your time with your partner when you are in the conflict or when you are arguing. And just, we would be happy to know how is it going for you. And again, thank you so much for tuning in for today's episode. It's super important topic because a lot of times people say that women are drama. In my world, it can be other way around, okay? So
yes,
just take it for what it is. I said what I said, but the thing is that just use one tool, start with one tool and see where it takes you. And if you find this episode helpful, please share, subscribe to our channels, and continue delivering these beautiful content, because there are people who are searching for that. And Al, as always, we are super grateful for you to always show up, to always stay with us, always interact with us. And like, all the best to everyone, and we'll see you next week on the next episode.